session where hot brother. Reds, CM energy. Me love it. Me love it. DJ Q went hot, went hot, went hot. 50. Never hear all like, but me ear part tight. Big up yourself. And I don't know it's time for Lady Nikki, sure. We should just talk about things. Tonight we have a bag of things to talk about. But first, I have to just big up my entire team. Big up my kids, them were lacking. Josh and Destiny, big up on yourself. Kashina, big up yourself. Stacy. Everybody, no big up on yourself. Kim Kelly a song bad, me like it. Body, bad. So y'all know we're still talking about immigration. We still have Lawyer Merrick, so in a few he will be here. My apologies for last week. Last week, I don't know. I just sick out. Sick. And I couldn't make it, so I have to big up. Get with the fix. Michelle G, thank you for streaming your show. Appreciate it. Yeah, you're filling for me. I appreciate that much. Thanks. Well, Shan, big up yourself. All the way to Canada, big up yourself. People, we are talking a lot of things. A lot of things are going. We don't know the internet are going away. Today, I think that it's going to be the first thing we talk about. Brenton, good night, people. I'm live on YouTube. So you can just jump on the YouTube if you like. Just search for YUNGNFRESH Radio LLC. That's on YouTube. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, everybody, unblock everybody, and send out the link to them. And you can go to Instagram and follow us. That's YUNGNFRESH Radio. And you can follow my personal page, which is Lady Nikki, LADIINIKKI. And I don't know, follow my bad DJ, ZJ Stretchy. Or you spell that? ZJ. So that's STRACHY. I almost feel like I couldn't spell it a while ago. So yeah, people, let's talk about this until 9:45 when Lawyer Merrick comes on and just take it over from there. I think this morning, boy, woman on the wicked, you know. Woman them wicked, you see. Me no know wicked, so me all want to look for text. Hold on there. As me get up this morning, that's what I'm saying. If you go up on social media, sometimes me get up a morning time, you know, I just take over the entire day. And you just start think about it and say, I saw a woman really wicked. And you wonder what make things happen. Anyway, a post. More on hear on the input. So remember, our calling number is 954-686-7031. That's 954-686-7031. And if you like to call me on WhatsApp, you can call me on my number, which is 941-623-8269. That's 941-623-8269. That's my WhatsApp number. But if you want to call me straight, 954-686-7031. So as I was saying, today, they're on social media and see a post with a text message with a girl sending it to I think it was Vibes Promo. Yeah, Vibes Promo, JA page. She was like, so let me read it one and tell me what I think. So my boyfriend, this is how it goes. So my boyfriend and I have sex once a month. It's not like I don't like sex, but I don't want our relationship to be centered around sex every time we meet. I love him very much, so I need to set standards for him to see value in me. But deep down, I crave sex every day. And I say go next. Recently, I've been seeing this guy. I don't love him. I don't see my future with him. So I feel comfortable having sex with him every day. I don't mind if he sees me as a whore. I'm just using him to satisfy my urge. Shauna, good night. Sandy, good night. Same person, Sandy and Sean. Chardonnay, good night, sweetheart. So, people, what do you think? This female, she has a boyfriend. She has sex with him once a month. And she don't want a relationship feel like it's centered around just sex. And I don't know. She's cheating. She rather cheats with somebody else than she rather beat up her good self for somebody else and then give Mr. Right. Cause I must Mr. Right. Yeah. I must Mr. Right. Wanna think? Somebody say I think she has some psychological problems to me. Alex to say a wicked girl, wicked. Why should I have sex with our man? Not have sex with other man. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, them something you're real. You have females like that, like, is it real? And it costs a big thing on social media, and I'm like, no, she not real, she not real, she not real. And sorry to say, this is how I feel. I succumbs. Man get jacket, you know? I succumbs jacket give away. I succumbs the jacket them some tight, some kind of medium a fit, large purse. No. I saw the jacket them come in. Yeah. Because you're in a relationship and you feel like you're not supposed to be intimate with this person more than just once a month, like once a month, and then you're outside cheating. That's how STD and all kind of something come on and I don't know. The next man have a I won't say that. Brenton, you know I've never heard your voice. I would love for you to give me a call one of these nights, even tonight. Just give me a call, 954 686 7031. I do not know. Like, I don't know. But we have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. So that's one thing we're talking about tonight. Remember, if you want to call in, if you're in Jamaica and you feel like a WhatsApp, you can call my direct number 941 623 8269. Or you can call me if you're here in the state and have international meet and rather call away there 954 686 7031. So that's one thing we're talking about. Other than our immigration, which is very, very important, educational and all of that. A lot of people is waiting on Lawyer Merrick. So in the meantime, let me just tell you, the next thing that we'll be talking about is I don't know. Anyway, I talk about the curfew. Poor Jamaican them down the Depan. Extended till March 1st. I don't know all the promoter them and the people them who in the entertainment industry are going to work with that because and even small business, other business place and all of that. Mr. Prime Minister, I think you need to do something because COVID cases going up in Jamaica. One go Jamaican can't go to Jamaica. COVID cases going up every day, or should I say, every 8 or 6 hours when they report it. It's an additional 100 case or so forth. What is not critical or if they don't even have no space in some hospital for the COVID patients. No, Mr. Prime Minister, you extend the curfew to 8 p.m. to March 1st and move it, and that it's from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. By the time some people get off at work 7 o'clock, and if we take 3, 4, 5 bus reach them yard, curfew catch them. Or whatever them a do, a curfew catch them. So not only the COVID going up, the crime rates are go up. So if I don't know if if it not help corona, not help crime rate, what exactly is it doing? I feel like there must be something else that you can do, because you can't have Jamaica locked down. So Jamaica can't lock down, so on expect people to survive. People them need to go out, go work. No dance not keep. No nothing not keep. Everything is virtual. No money not make. So basically, Mr. Prime Minister, you are saying the people them for go, they go kill people. Then again, not only rich people them are a benefit from this lockdown. That's just my point. Remember, the number is 954-686-7031. That's 954-686-7031 if you'd like to call in. And so we're talking about the corona and the COVID and lockdown down yard. And this that I saw this going around. Give me a second, guys. Hello, caller. Hello. All right, the caller get disconnected. You know, the line yeah play with me. Anyways, so we are talking about the girl there and what she do. We are talking about the 8 p.m. the extended curfew what Jamaica go on with. I'm not make no sense. And the other day when everybody when I post it, and me feel like we all do it, and me personally, I don't post it. I'm gonna like post it, because when me see it, me I look funny like that could have been my family member. That not right. Miss them do it with Rose. Rose, I know her personally, like personally, me and her grew up. So me know Rose personally. She have mental issues. Special need. Let me put it this way. Special needs. She's special need and all of that. However, this young lady, I think her name is Kiki, or the dancehall queen, 2015 dancehall queen in Jamaica the other day, the sexy girl I walk on St. James Street. Me see everybody I posted on them WhatsApp status. I saw it on Instagram, Facebook, and Shona what naked. I mean, like I comment and I say, this a mad somebody. That's why I said it's a mad girl that sexy so. Oh, she wants sexy so. And only to find out that she wasn't drugged. The family is saying that she wasn't drugged or anything. She has been battling mental illness from when? Is it 2015 or no, 2018? Somewhere there, 2018 or 2019. And instead of people, the guy who was videoing it, instead of videoing it, him should have went cover up and then video or whatever. And me feel like Jamaicans on a whole, everything with video. Everything we put on social media. It's like, yes, Chardonnay, she has been going through it for some time now, and people don't know. And when they did put it up last week and say, oh, the stripper dancer from Shades nightclub have been found, persons had comments saying, "Oh, so what about other people? They miss it from all along, and them only care about the stripper." That was just ignorancy. Um, yeah, I don't. Jamaicans are humans on hold. Just take everything on a post. That's on a post. That's so I don't know. Things say, Jano supposed to wear my sister, and my cousin, my auntie, my family member. This lady was walking naked, and nobody, at least, we're afraid once we see people are walking like that, we're not gonna really got to assist them because we don't know what am I gonna do. But at the end of the day, she never have nothing in her hands. So somebody could have reach out and cover her up and all of that. She has been battling, nobody don't know, but she was getting help, but a little bit stubborn. And me not even want to talk about it. All I mean I say, you can watch one of post sometimes. Because even Rose sex tape. I me see a lot of people are post. A lot of social media influencer. Some of them what me look up to too. Like I like them. I miss them post them something at them status, and I'm like, when really I post there's something about Rose. Rose is special needs. She got it. She can't help herself. Una promote it, una do this or not do that. Yeah, Rose make me laugh. She say a bag of things. Yeah, she make me laugh too. But some stuff, you no need to go on social media. You no need to go on social media. Jamaica need to embrace this special needs, mentally challenged persons and help them out. They really need to do that. They really need to reach out and understand. So sometimes I see people on the road, they might go through some mental illness where them don't know how to deal with it. They're not educated about it. And when I come a foreign, you're more educated about it. All right, may I ignore the message them? Let me look on the message them now. I'm sorry. It's not just Jamaica, it's a new norm. Now I realize they would video you before they help you. Jamaican people enter the spotlight out of everything. Before they help, they will have to go viral. It's disgusting. It's like there is no compassion, no humanity in people anymore. It's very sad to see what we are evolving to be. It's like we don't care or have any feelings. Why? Me no know why now. Me no know why, but it's very sad. My little country, at least, as I want to say, it's everywhere. But when you say your little island doing this, it hurts more. It hurt more because that young lady, well, she's sexy, but me don't know. She's sexy. That's all I can say. She's a very, very, very sexy. Them say she buy her body, but does she buy her body? Yes or no? I fear her buy, and she look good. And you see, she had dance and I go out every day, and she had struggled with the mental challenges. And imagine the family said nobody don't know. People don't know, but now they do. How do you feel? If you share it, and all of them something. Suppose I were your daughter. Suppose I were your sister, your mother, whatever. How would you feel? If you think before do stuff. Yeah, me see videos like anybody can. Me not certain stuff I do not share. Certain stuff I do not share. Everybody cause a lot of people cuss me say, "Yo, Nikki, you not share, you share that." I just don't share certain stuff. My mind have to tell me if you share it, and like them because someday me not share it. Then the next thing, what me see this? Was it this week? I don't remember. There was this guy on the them in a video, special need too. And meanwhile, the man of video, he must say, you know, so them take me away and carry me go to the room, they go have sex with me. The man take him away and carry me. I don't know if you see it. The man take him away and carry him go in one room, go have sex with him. And him call the name. All right, I'll get back to that. Give me a second. Good night, good night, good night. How you doing?
Hi, good evening. Not bad, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing much better. I'm doing awesome.
Thank God, thank God. Well, I hope that even though you are not feeling well, that you use the time to rest and to get back your strength.
Yes, I did rest. I think I rest too much.
You know, sometimes, and this goes for everyone out here, and a pleasant good evening to each and every one of you. Sometimes we overwork ourselves. Sometimes sickness, we look on it as something bad, but if you look on it from the angle of resting and getting yourself back together, it can be a good time out for us to reflect and to build back our strength. So with that in mind, I'm glad to hear your voice again.
Yes, Lawyer Merrick, thank you. Thank you. And I'm glad to hear your voice. I missed you last week. I even missed myself last week.
Yes, definitely. But here we are, thank goodness.
Yes, yes, yes. How you doing over in New York? How is the weather over there?
Personally, can't complain as always, but the weather has been rough. We've been getting a lot of snow. I mean, a tremendous, tremendous amount of snow. And thank God today was a bit warm. It was in the 40s. But you know what? It is what it is, and we have learned to live with it and to deal with it and to be thankful that we can.
Right, right. So I'm good. I'm glad to hear that everything is okay. It was a bit warmer for you guys today. So people, we're live on Comemekwichat. We have Lawyer Merrick with us tonight for our answers and questions on immigration. Okay, so if you just join, yeah, we're talking to Lawyer Merrick tonight about immigration. We have answers, and he's going to go ahead and try to explain to us in the time that we have. Lawyer Merrick, we had a few questions from last week that I would just like you to help me out with and help out the listeners with also. I have 3 questions.
Sure.
The first question is on domestic abuse. Got say you got locked up, Chrome for domestic. You got Chrome for domestic abuse. Married, go Chrome for domestic abuse. You got out. You got out. No paperwork was filed or anything like that. What are the chances of that person? Because they spent their time at Chrome. They came out.
Right.
What didn't get deported? What are their chances of getting a green card?
All right, good question. Now, that question is a powerful question because not only is it reality, there's a lot of people that actually face this on a daily basis. It also indicates that there could be more to it than meets the eyes. I'll give you an example. Let's say, again, you and I are married, and I end up getting abused by you, and you get locked up. Now, the question is that really the true story? Most, if not all, domestic violence in the United States, ever since 1994 and the O.J. Simpson case, calls for an arrest. Before 1994 and O.J. Simpson, domestic violence was never really something that cops were interested in. They figure, you know what, is you and your spouse or your significant other have an argument and it will solve itself. But not so after 1994. So because of that now, the consequences of being found guilty for domestic abuse is extremely, extremely large. Terrible consequences. You could spend time in prison, have a lot of rights revoked, and privileges as well. Now, if you don't have a green card and you were arrested and you were charged with domestic violence and you were convicted of domestic violence, let's look on two scenarios here, Nikki. Let's look on one person who was convicted
Right.
and another person who was not convicted. Now, if you are convicted of domestic violence and you serve time or you paid a penalty and now you're facing deportation, the real question is what assets or what benefits would you be entitled to the immigration? Now, that question that I just asked, I'll explain it. Not everyone who is being deported ends up getting deported. Not everyone who is being deported ends up getting deported. There are a lot of benefits available to individuals if they qualify.
Right.
So let us say that this person, let's say you were charged and convicted of domestic violence and now you're facing deportation. You don't have a green card. Or maybe you do have a green card, but you don't have it long enough and you did not become a citizen and now you're facing deportation. We have to see whether or not, and this is where good lawyering comes into play, we have to see whether or not we could take that case back to criminal court and to have it reduced or dismissed or dropped or modified in some way. Or we have to see under the law, under the immigration laws, whether or not there is a waiver available for you based on the amount of time you spent in the country, your equities in the country, your ties in the country, whether or not you have kids, parents who are citizens or green card holders, whether or not the spouse is willing to rescind, whether you have outside kids that might be able to help you. So, looking on the possibilities, Nikki,
Right.
without knowing more of the person and their history,
Yeah.
I can say that not everyone who is facing deportation for domestic abuse will be deported. There are a lot of individuals who will get off of the domestic abuse. Now, let us say that a person was charged with domestic abuse but never convicted as yet. Immigration picked them up while they're in criminal court. This is where the art of being a good immigration attorney and a good criminal attorney comes into play, where the criminal attorney, who is also the immigration attorney, can understand what the ramifications would be if a person ends up being convicted or found guilty of the crime. What the attorneys will try and do at that time is to work something out where the person does not get a deportable offense. Now, and also, if you're not convicted of the crime, immigration cannot deport you for that crime.
Right.
At the point, they can try and deport you for overstaying or something else. So the trick is to see whether or not there is a waiver available under the law. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what that means, and I know the answer I'm giving is long and boring and it's dragged out and it's not addressing the answer you want to hear. But there's no one answer, Nikki. It depends on the history of that person with immigration, the length of time in the country, their ties in the country, their equities in the country, their job, what they own, their education. It depends a lot on their background.
Okay.
But but the hard and fast of it, as long as there is no blood involved and the person has some ties in the country and have been here long enough, they stand a good chance of staying. Now, there's one answer which I don't want to get into tonight because I really, really, truly wanted to keep it for next week. And that's why I'm kind of playing around with this question. So
Right.
I'm going to make an announcement. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, a lot of you have been in this country for a long period of time, and there's no way you're thinking that you can get a green card. You might not even be married, and you've been here for a long time, and all seems hopeless. Next week, I'm going to give a lot of you the answer to your problems, how to get a green card on your own. And I'm I'm tempted to do it tonight, Nikki, in answering this question, but I'm not going to fall for
So,
the temptation.
Lawyer Merrick,
Yes.
are you saying
Yes.
that next week you'll be giving our listeners some information on how to get a green card and they're not married and they've been in the country for a long time and is wondering if they can get one?
Yes. And that's why the question that you asked me, I'm dragging it out because I want what I'm going to say to be a topic by itself for the entire hour next week.
All right. So, people, we have Lawyer Merrick has announced. Next week topic will be educating you on how you can get a green card without being married. You've been here for a while and you're like, oh, can I? Does it even make sense? I even get it. Um, does this goes for persons who came here um on a fake name, not their name?
Sure. It does. It goes for individuals who came here illegally. It goes for individuals who came here legally. It goes for individuals who might have committed a crime. So yes, it would apply to a lot of individuals who are now thinking that there's nothing that can be done to help them.
Okay, so next week is going to be a very interesting topic on immigration, guys.
Yes. And then I'll promise you something for the following week. The following week, I'm going to give you tips, a lot of useful tips that you'll find handy in dealing with certain little issues that no one else is going to tell you, that no one else is going to tell you.
No,
right.
Lawyer Merrick, you're spilling. They're giving them the tea. So week after week, Lawyer Merrick has the tea to give you guys interesting educational information. They ask back for your number. Lawyer Merrick number is 718-519-6281. That's 718-519-6281. I will post it on my IG page and Facebook and WhatsApp status shortly. That's 718-519-6281. So we're not going to stay on that topic then. That question. I have a second question.
Sure.
This is in regards to, I think they call it the fiance visa, K1, K2. I think, yeah. Okay, so I came here on a K1 visa, got married. My daughter came with me. However, my husband did put in the paperwork for me after 2 years, right? He was he was sickly, but he did put it in for me, not for my daughter. My daughter paperwork did not go in at the time. After he put it in, went to the interview and all that, got my 10-year green card. A few days later he died. Now I'm stuck with my daughter. Since he was the one who actually petitioned for my daughter to come here and it didn't go in when my paperwork went in. How would you advise someone on that?
Okay, very good question, Nikki.
I hope I asked it properly.
Right, and I'm sorry that it worked out that way. But the question pretty much is actually, the answer is pretty much simpler than you can ever believe. So before I answer it, Nikki, let me just take a few moments to explain to our listeners exactly what happened and how it works. So a K1 visa, Nikki, as you know, is a fiancé visa, where when two people are intending to marry and one of them is out of the country, and the citizen is in the country, the citizen can apply for a special visa called a fiancé visa or K1 visa. And the idea behind that, 90% of all K1 visas are approved without much problems. The idea behind that is that when the person gets here, when the fiancé gets here, within 90 days, they're going to be married to that person. They have to be married to that particular person that sponsored them, and then they go ahead and get their green cards out of that marriage. Now, a K2 visa is a child under the age of 21 and not married that is coming with the spouse. So let us give the spouse a name. Let us give her the name Cynthia. So Harry is a citizen of the United States. Harry petitioned for a K1 visa, fiancé visa for his girlfriend Cynthia. And Cynthia has a daughter by the name of Jennifer. Jennifer is under 21. She's not married. So Harry puts in for Cynthia and puts in for Jennifer as well. Both Cynthia and her daughter comes here, and within the 90-day period, Cynthia and Harry gets married, and Jennifer is here,
Right.
which is a K2. Now, at the time, Harry could have put in for Cynthia and Jennifer, and both of them would have gotten their green cards. So now that we're at that point, Harry gives Cynthia the green card. Harry dies. What is going to happen to Jennifer? Well, the good news is Cynthia can turn around and sponsor Jennifer right on the spot, as long as Jennifer is not married. And Jennifer is now, assuming Jennifer is under 21 years of age. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, we spoke about the different categories. If Jennifer is under 21 years of age and she's not married, she would fall under the category 2A.
Right.
If you remember, we spoke about immediate relatives, first preference, second preference A, second preference B, third and fourth preference. Second preference A would be unmarried sons and daughters, and we said that sons and daughters are someone who is under the age of 21. So if Cynthia has the green card, she can turn around and sponsor Jennifer now if Jennifer is under 21 and not married. And in 2 years, Jennifer will get her green card. Now, what if Cynthia is over 21 now and she is not married? Well, what if Jennifer is over 21 and she's not married? Well, Cynthia can still sponsor her, but that's going to take about 4 years for the visa to become available.
Okay.
What if Jennifer is married now and over 21? Well, pretty much, if Cynthia is still a green card holder, she cannot help Jennifer at this point. She would have to be a citizen to help her. But if Jennifer is married, hopefully she's married to the right person and can get it on her own.
Okay.
So I am suspecting, Nikki, that this child is still under 21 and still not married. If that is the case, the mother should just go ahead and sponsor her and wait the time out. That's what should have. That's what will be done now.
Okay. So as a green card holder, and a K1, you got sponsored through the K1. She can just go ahead. She got the green card. She can now go ahead and sponsor her daughter, who is under 21 still, not married, and just wait the time frame out for that category.
Right. Now, I'm going to say something to you that's going to shock you. You just made the same mistake without realizing it that Cynthia is making. And you did not realize the mistake that you made. And I'm going to say this to you. You're going to laugh at yourself. You just said having a green card under the K1 category. Now, the mistake is the green card is no longer dependent on the K1 category. The K1 dies. The K1 visa category dies the moment the person gets the green card. Now that the person has the green card, it does not matter how they got the green card. Doesn't matter. The green card is the same green card that everyone else has. So they can turn around and do whatever they can do with it that a green card is able to be used to do. Now, if you didn't understand what I just said,
I understand what you just said.
Yes. So you see, you have to wipe the past clean once you get the green card. And I think that's what the mistake the person is making. The person is putting a limitation on the green card because it came from a K1. That is the mistake. There's
Yeah,
no
because
limitation
that's
on
what
the
I'm
green card
thinking.
anymore.
To be honest,
Yes.
Lawyer Merck, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, it's a K. I got it. But I'm still thinking about the K1, not thinking that, hey, you're now a permanent resident here. However, you get it.
So,
Go ahead and do your thing. However,
right.
next question, Merrick. I don't want to. It's on the same thing, but in regards to it. So okay, so because I'm trying to understand. So for my daughter, for Cynthia's daughter Jennifer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since the husband had just put the petition to say that, hey, the daughter's gonna come with her while she was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
When she files for her daughter, right? Does she have to do anything in regards to that application, or is there anything that she needs to do in regards to the application to say that she came up here on a K2 visa?
Well, when you do your application, when the mother does the application, there's a section in the application that asks manner of entry.
Okay.
And or type of entry, and she would place the type of visa there. Sure, she would do that. Now, let me take a razor, a very thin razor, and separate some fat from this question here. The other fear that Cynthia is having right now is, well, Jennifer came here with a K2 visa and Harry died. Doesn't matter. The purpose of a K2 visa was to accompany a K1 applicant. The K1 applicant, which is Cynthia, did what she was supposed to have done, which was what? Get married to Harry in the 90 days. Once the marriage took place, whether Harry died, whether Harry ran off with Mary, or whether Harry and Cynthia got a divorce, doesn't matter anymore, Nikki. What matters is Cynthia fulfilled the requirements of the K1. Therefore, Jennifer did not violate.
Oh, okay.
Jennifer would have violated if Cynthia had violated. Right?
Okay.
If Cynthia came here and went and got married to Tony, or Cynthia went and got married to someone else, then she would have violated, and Jennifer would have been in violation.
Right, and
but
then
because
that's a whole different kettle.
Right. So the death is not important. The death in law, Nikki, is what we call a red herring. What is a red herring, Nikki? A red herring is a distraction from the facts. It sounds like facts. It sounds important. It sounds extremely valuable, but it's just a distraction. The death has nothing to do with Jennifer at this point because Cynthia did not violate.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there was no violation there. She did what she was supposed to do in her 90 days. Now she can just go ahead and file for her daughter and just wait the time out, or if the daughter is old enough to get married and get it faster that way through marriage, she can go ahead and do it. If a sister wants to do it, they can do it for her. Anybody at all can do it. They can do it for her. If she has somebody who can petition for her.
Yes.
Okay, because
that's the point.
Cynthia did not violate her K1 conditions. She did what she was supposed to do.
No. Right. She got married. Now, what if Cynthia got married to Harry and 2 days later, or after they got the green card, after Cynthia got the green card, she says, "Hey, I can't live with you anymore. and I'm going to get a divorce. She still did not violate. She did not violate because they got the green card. She did what she was supposed to do. She got married. She did what she was supposed to do.
Okay, okay. Okay. I
Mm.
definitely understand, and my listeners, I hope you understand. If you need more information or you think that you definitely need a lawyer on this case, you can always call Lawyer Merrick at 718-519-6281. That's 718-519-6281. You can call him between the hours of 11 to 5 on a Monday, and on a Tuesday to Thursday it's 10:30 to 5. Friday he is closed. You can leave a message and he will return your call as soon as possible. Lawyer Merrick, that question that you answered, it opened so many other things to me that I really didn't even know. I really
Mhm.
didn't even know. Once you get the green card, however you got it, that's done with. Done deal. That's a clean slate. I did not know that.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
And we had one more question. And that question was, if I'm here as a citizen and I want my husband, I'm gonna getting married to my husband in a foreign country. He has a record. He I don't he has a record. Is there chances that I can still petition for him to come here?
Okay, good question. Now, I'm going to break the question in two and answer each question. So, and these questions are very good questions, Nika. Thank you. Um, let's again say that Harry is going to sponsor Cynthia. Cynthia is in Jamaica. Cynthia has a criminal record. The question is, what is the record? What type of record it is? Is it? Immigration looks on crimes pretty much in different ways. You have two types of crimes that immigration looks on: waivable crimes and non-waivable crimes. So there's certain crimes, we call them crimes of moral turpitude, crimes involving honesty, decency, crimes involving fraud, crimes involving drugs, murder, arson, rape, um, any type of financial crimes, credit cards, bad checks, etc., as crimes that are, and gun charges also, by the way, that are not waivable. There are other crimes such as assault, petty larceny, such as pickpocketing or shoplifting, and other small crimes that are waivable. So, depending on the crime that was committed by the beneficiary, the person who wants to come to the country, there might be what's called a hardship waiver that the petitioner, the person who's a citizen, could go ahead and file. Now, hardship waivers, Nikki, are actually discretionary and based on the discretion of the Attorney General or the head of the Department of Homeland Security, based on the family ties, based on the hardship being faced by the United States citizen in not having the spouse in the country, also based on humanitarian reasons, based on the psychological impact that is being faced by the citizen, based on the financial impact that is being faced by the citizen, based on the mental status being faced by the citizen because of the lack of the beneficiary being here, then the crime might be pardoned. So let's say that let's say the crime was they tried to use somebody else's papers to come to the United States. They were caught and they were sent back home. Or let's say the crime was pickpocketing. Now, pickpocketing is a crime of moral turpitude because it involves honesty. Shoplifting, on the other hand, is not. And don't ask why. I don't know why the government makes it that way. Certain crimes are waivable, certain crimes are not waivable. I think the reason for that is that shoplifting is a smaller crime as opposed to pickpocketing.
Right.
Um, so, depending on the nature of the crime, there are possible waivers that are available. And the way the waiver works, Nikki, to put it in real life, Harry and Cynthia committed a crime. Harry has married Cynthia for a long while. Cynthia is well able to come here and work. Harry is an older person. Harry wants Cynthia to be here to help to make money so that he could purchase his house, so that he could live a better life in the United States. Harry suffers from depression. Harry takes medication for depression. He has high blood pressure. He has a touch of diabetes. He has to get up early in the morning to go to work. And he because of his depression, he misses Cynthia, and he's having a hard time making things happen.
Yes.
He makes limited amount of monies. He's unable to make all his bills all at once. And if Cynthia was here, life would be much better for him. If Cynthia had committed a small matter, Nikki, if she had committed a small matter, chances are, if Harry is able to show all of these hardships to himself, then there's a big possibility the waiver will be granted. So the long and short of it, and again, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for stretching a question out, but I really love to teach, and I really love to address questions in a way that it is clear and understandable. And Nikki, I hope I'm not pulling it out too long.
No, no, they want to learn too. I'm interested. Everybody else is loving this. Go ahead, Lawyer Merrick.
Good. So depending on the nature of the hardship, and the harder the hardship, the worse the hardship, Nikki, the easier the possibility of getting that waiver. So the long and short of it is, the question is, if a person has committed a crime, can they still be filed for? The answer is, depending on the crime and depending on the hardship, there's a possibility that yes, they can be filed for.
They can be
and
filed
yes,
for.
they can enter the United States, and yes, they can get their green cards.
And this goes for a parent too, if they want to file for their kids and they have a record, right?
Sure, it goes for anybody. But remember, the hardship, we have to show the hardship. We have to show the hardship, and we have to show. I'll tell you what we have to show. And one of these days, maybe if you remind me after we do the next two sessions, Nikki, if you want, we could do a session on hardships, because I know there's a lot of people that faces hardship and they wish that their loved ones could be here. We could do that. But pretty much the more intense the hardship, and your hardship might not be my hardship, right?
Right.
The more intense the hardship, the bigger the possibility of getting permission to come to the country. And it goes for anyone, or for most people, that can show a strong relationship and show that they will make a difference. What if, for example, Cynthia was a citizen, Harry is in back home. Harry was the one that committed the crime. Cynthia has two kids for Harry, and they're little. And Cynthia is working hard. What if Harry is the educated one, the one that's more marketable? What if the kids are not listening to Cynthia? What if it's hard for Cynthia to go to work, to get the kids up, prepare them for school, make their breakfast and lunch, send them off to school, then go to work, and have to pick them up back by 3, drop them off? Now, does she go back to work or does she stay home? Then she has to do the laundry, she has to do the cooking, she has to do preparation for school again tomorrow. And she's not earning a lot of money. Does she pack up and go back home? Well, these kids are citizens. Cynthia is a citizen. What to do? There might be a waiver available for Harry.
Okay, so it all depends on depends on the category the crime is in, the record is, and it all depends on the hardship that the petitioner is facing here?
Well, yes, the hardship that the petitioner is facing, but I'll tell you a little secret. But before I tell you the little secret, uh, um, I'm just going to invite our listeners to, if you're filing for someone and they committed a crime, my invitation is send Nikki your questions. And I promise if we get 4 questions from 4 different individuals regarding the hardship, I will do a session on hardship by itself. We want to know there are enough people that are interested in learning about hardship. And then Nikki will go ahead when she gets the 4 question and she will announce the date that we'll do this. And you let me know what date you want me to do it, Nikki, and I'll be happy to do it.
Okay, great.
Now, the
great.
secret is, right, good. So that's the invitation I'm sending out tonight. And also, any other questions you want to be answered, you might never know how many people you're helping by asking your question. So the trick is the hardship can be twofold. The person back home that wants to come here could also be facing a hardship, and that hardship causes another hardship to happen to the person here. So you and I, Nikki, you and I'm back home. You're the citizen. You're sponsoring me. I had committed a crime back in the days, and you're facing the hardship. You have the 2 kids here. You're struggling with them. Now, what happens also is, guess what? You have to visit me every so often, you and the kids. So that's a lot of money.
Right.
Maybe once in a while, right? Maybe once in a while you have to send money to me. That's another hardship. Also, each time I call you, we are so frustrated at each other, Nikki. We end up arguing on the phone. That's another impact that you have to face as well, right? And once we hang up now, you get depressed. Now, I might be there. I don't have much to eat. I don't have a good place to live. I'm bouncing back and forth. What does this do to your mind, Nikki, to know that your husband is back home bouncing around, people taking advantage of me, you're sending money, I'm not even getting the money because people don't give it to me or they overcharge me? What does this do to your head? Tell me.
I'm going in depression. I'm stressed out. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. So you see, the hardship can be twofold. I could be suffering hardship and you're suffering hardship. So we look on what's called the totality of the circumstances. We look and see how your hardship and my hardship creates a problem in our family. And if we go as far as to say this is going to create a breakup in our marriage, that might also be another hardship that can be addressed. So pretty much that's the the introduction into the next topic that we have on hardship.
Hardship.
But yeah, we have to look on total justice.
Right. Guys, immigration, it has so many parts to it. Immigration is not just a cut and go through thing and this is that and this is this and this is that. They have rules, laws, they have everything is in a whole category to itself, and you have to go through different procedures to get what you want. And not every lawyer will sit on a radio, go on Facebook Live and give you all these information without you consulting them, paying big bucks just to get a little bit of information. So if you have your questions that you want to be answered, your family, friend, anybody, we're here. You can give me a call. You can text your questions to me. Mr. Lawyer Merrick just said in regards to the hardship, if I get 4 questions in regards to it, he will do a whole session on that for you guys in not so much of a details, but some sort of details in depth. And next week, guys, he has some tea to give to you guys in regards to getting a green card without being married. It doesn't matter if you came here on an illegal name, you come here legally, illegally. It doesn't matter. Lawyer Merrick has some information to give to you. Um, Lawyer Merrick, does this go for persons who came on um, fiance visa too and just didn't get married and all that and just stuck here?
No, no, no. Remember what we discussed last time, and I'll remind
All
our
right.
listeners, and I'm glad you asked that question. Very, very, very wonderful
That's
question.
why I asked, because I remember what you said. That's why I asked.
Yes, yes. The K1 visa is specific, and the government is not going to reward you for coming here under one purpose and switching your purpose. So no, it's not going to work for the K1 and the J1 exchange visitors, because those visas are specific to a particular purpose at a particular time.
As you spoke about the J1 visa, it's not the J1 that I want to ask about. For international, is it J1 for international students too, or am I getting it twisted?
International student is F1.
Okay. For the persons who came here on the student visa, the student visa, and just didn't go back, does it go for them also, or is
No,
that a
interestingly enough, the answer is no. It they violate the visa if they don't go to school. But once they're going to school, Nikki, the visa is active, and then they could use that visa and get married afterwards or during the time.
Okay, you know what? This is a whole different topic, but I just want to ask. It just come to mind. I don't want to forget. So let's say I came here, got my social because they have to get a social to go to school. Get the social, went to school for like a month or 2 months, and then drop out. Is that still a violation? That is it still? Did they still violate it?
That's a violation. That's a violation. Because let me say this to you. You would not be able to drop out because of money, because before coming into the country, you have to make a disclosure as to the money. And somebody has to stand support for you before you come into the country. So you can't claim that. Secondly, the only reason you can drop out actually is if you decide on your own to drop out, or you get kicked out of school because of violations of the school rules, right?
Right.
So if you get kicked out of school, then you're violated also. Now, what happens if you take a semester off and you go back the next semester? Then you did not violate. Under the last president, I'm sorry, under the last president, he wanted to violate any student that missed a week or two of school and to send them back permanently. But as it stands right now, as long as you're in school or have intentions of staying in school and you took a semester off with the school's permission, you did not violate. And as long as you did not violate, you're okay. Now, what happens if you spend your 4 years in school, graduated, then you can move forward and do what you need to do to help yourself, or you can apply to another school to continue your education. So it's very hard to violate an F1 visa. You have to really try hard to violate it in order to violate it. But once you're here on an F1 visa, you can move on to the next stage, a green card. Now, one of the things you could also do with the F1 visa is to apply for what's called OTJT, on-the-job training, in the field that you're studying. And if that job cares to sponsor you, Nikki, you could get your green card out of it as well.
Right.
Right. So without going too deep into it, you can move on with the F1 visa, the student visa, and adjust to a green card. You would not have to go back home It is not like the K1 visa. Now, what we're beginning to see a pattern. The pattern is there's no pattern in immigration law. What applies to one does not apply to the other. What rules apply to the K1 does not apply to the F1, does not apply to other things. So
That's so
whereas you could
true.
violate in one and still get a green card, in the fiance you cannot violate and expect to move on. You have to go back. You're done right there.
It is so true.
Mhm.
Like certain stuff about immigration, it is confusing. I'm going to be honest. It
Well,
is confusing. You have to have somebody who knows about it and will tell you the truth about it. Because if you go
yes,
about certain application on your own, you will get yourself messed up and then you get denied and then you have to do an appeal and then all kind of money spending for no reason, because you just went on it on your own.
yes, and let me say this: the reason why the K1 is so strict is because of marriage fraud. Marriage fraud is one of the biggest problems that is faced by the government here in the United States and in most countries, also in Canada, in England, in Australia, etc., etc. Marriage fraud is pretty much rampant in a lot of countries, and immigration has to deal with it. So I believe, I don't remember the year, but I think it's 1984, where Congress passed a law regarding marriage or marriage fraud, or what's called sham marriages, and the penalties attached to sham marriages. And if you're ever caught in a fake marriage and it is declared that you entered the marriage for the sole purpose of getting a green card, I'll tell you this: you will never get another green card, no matter what, right? If it's declared by immigration that you're involved in a fake marriage. So you got to be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. Know what you're doing, know what you're getting yourself into, and know your approach, know your plan. The second
Right.
thing, Nikki, is, and this is not to tout myself or tout any other attorneys, there are good people out there doing good work. But when it comes to your work, you need somebody who knows what you're doing. These guys that call themselves consultants, that they don't have a license, they have a storefront. And this is what's written on the storefront, Nikki. We do taxes, we do faxes, we do phone calls, we do photocopies, we do immigration, we do divorces, we even fix your lawnmower and cell phones. Also, be careful of those guys. It sounds cheaper. It sounds like, and you see, we find these people in the neighborhoods, in our neighborhoods, and they usually look like us, they sound like us, they're from the same country as us.
Right.
Anyone can fill out a form, Nikki. Anyone. We could train a chicken to peck on a form. We could train a monkey to fill out a form. The law that goes behind it is the big issue. The knowledge of the law is what really counts. We see a lot of people in churches. We see a lot of people, in these little, what they call them, envisios. I'm not sure what they call them in Florida, but they do every single thing. These multi-service, multi-service
The one
companies.
stop shop.
Yes, yes. You see the taxes and the divorces and immigration and the faxing and the phone calls and the copy machines and all that stuff in there. And there's no privacy. They also do real estate and stuff like that. And it's a one-stop shop. And most of these guys, what they have is they have some little attorney in some corner that they go and consult with. And then they take your money and take a long time to get your stuff done.
True.
They also encourage you to get married to people that you don't know. They arrange marriages and stuff.
Yep, that is
And
so true.
yeah,
That
and you
is
know who
so
fall
true.
victim? You know who fall victim to it, Nikki? Mostly females.
Yeah,
Females.
because they just want to get they're desperate. They want to go back home. They might have kids that are depending on them to do it. It's just a lot why they fall for it. They have kids that
Yeah.
are dependent on them to send money to them weekly, and they have maybe a mother, just a whole family to take care of, and on the table
Sure.
just not really cutting it, so they want to be able to get more.
So the two rule for tonight, Nikki. Do not let frustration and desperation guide you. Don't do that. It is not the way to go. And number two, please value yourself. Ask questions. Really and truly ask questions. Do your research. Do your evaluation. Don't be too quick to jump into a situation for the purposes of a green card when you quite well know that you don't qualify for that
Right.
particular course of action. Be very careful. There's an old saying that I think P.T. Barnum said, even though he did not take credit for it. He says, "A fool and his money are soon parted." And we have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, if there's one branch of practice here in the United States that carries a heavy burden of fraud because of the heavy burden of migration, it is immigration. Let me say that in simple English. Because of the fact that we are foreigners and we have to face the problems of being a foreigner, we sometimes do things that we should not do to get that green card and end up in a bigger hole than we started off in.
We want it so bad. So bad. We all want that green card. Everybody want to give Lion America. Everybody want that opportunity to go freely and apply for any job. Go to the opportunity, and man, they'll do anything just to get it. And then
I have news for
they
you.
regret it.
I have news for you. And I'm going to shock you. Um, in all the years I've been practicing law and immigration and teaching law and consulting with different consulates and speaking to hundreds of my colleagues, do you know that more than half of the individuals that you're claiming wants a green card to go about their business and make a living actually wants the green card just to, and I hate to say this, I'm trembling while I'm saying this, just to go and show off? That they have no rhyme or reason or ambition to elevate themselves by being in this country?
True.
Now put that in your
That
pipe
is
and
so
smoke.
true. Them just want to go show off on them
So,
friend.
so I tell you what, let's not discuss, let's not sit and waste the listeners' time by
Right.
telling them that we want it. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. A lot of them, Nikki, talk to me. Tell me what you're thinking right now. Me saying that to you.
True. Show off. Them want go show off on them friend. Them want hurry up and fly, go back a yard to say, hey, me have this, me have that, and all of that, and just I don't know. And they don't have anything behind it. Them not have a mindset if say, you know, when me get this is what I want to do. Me want push myself up and all of that. More my family if it live better, I want to have a better life. No, them just want to go live lavish, live a luxury life. But we're not going to
Claim they live life.
yes. Before we end this our show tonight, Lawyer Merrick, I
Yes.
I have a YouTuber listening, and that person is asking you a question. I know you can't see the YouTube. They're asking, can if a person got deported, can they return to the US, or does it depend on the reason of deportation?
All right, good. There are certain deportation causes, Nikki, that are permanent in nature that you can never, ever, ever come back in the country. Again, a crime of moral turpitude, such as murder, arson, rape, financial matters, gun charges, you can never come back in the country. There are certain other cases that if you wait long enough, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you would be eligible again to come back in the country if somebody is willing to sponsor you. Now, to the listener on YouTube, thank you for that question. It's a very powerful question. To you, Nikki, the laws that have caused a lot of people to be deported, mostly drug charges, are actually changing for the better right now. And you see, a lot of states are reducing the penalties and reducing the impact or the criminality behind drug possession. And also, without getting too deep into it, because this is another topic for another 3 hours, there is what you call a categorical approach to seeing if a crime fits within the federal standards for deportation. What that simply means is this: I get stopped for drugs in New York. Let's say I got stopped for cocaine in New York, and I'm charged with possession of a controlled substance. Now, cocaine, now, that's a misdemeanor. Cocaine has an equivalent on the federal level. Now, that's a state charge, right? State charge. On the federal level, there's an equivalent. There's a mirror that makes that misdemeanor an aggravated felony. And I will be deported on that charge, even though it was a misdemeanor in the state court. Now, the categorical approach says that there are certain crimes that really and truly, when you're charged with it, it's confusing. We don't know what it means to be charged with possession of a controlled substance, because there's so many different types of controlled substance. So because of that now, possession of cocaine that used to be deportable is no longer deportable. Marijuana possession that used to be deportable is no longer deportable. And sales of in certain instances might also be waivable. So to the listener, there's certain crimes that were committed that you got deported under that now you cannot be deported under. That's number one, Nikki. Number two, a lot of courts are willing to take those old convictions. A lot of prosecutors are willing to take the old convictions if you're able to show that you have made a mistake, a one-time mistake, and they're willing to drop the charges or reduce the charges to where the final disposition is no longer a deportable offense. And if you're able to be successful with that, a person could sponsor you to come back in the country. So there's hope for a lot of people now, Nikki, that got deported. But, before I finish, be careful, ladies and gentlemen. There are 4 attorneys. I'm not going to call their names. I'm not going to call their names. They get on the radio. They go back home. They claim to bring people back here. They take your monies and they make promises on cases they cannot handle. Do your research. Ask the right people the right questions. Call up immigration. See what is what before you get yourself involved in a scam with attorneys. Also, check the attorneys' records also. Attorneys' disciplinary records are public, and you can see a person's disciplinary records and how many times they've been disciplined and for what reason. But the long and short of it is, Nikki, there might be hope for that person that got deported.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that, Lawyer Merrick. So, listener, there is hope. Um, if you want to talk to Lawyer Merrick about it, if you want to get a consultation for a more personal talk, you can call him at 718. Wait, my brain is not good. 718-519-6281 for a more in-depth conversation about this question. So, people, again, you are live with Young and Fresh Radio, Comemekwichat with Lawyer Merrick, and we're talking about immigration questions, and he's also answering them. And for next week, we will be talking about persons who have been here for a long time and not sure if they still can get a green card, never been, or they're not married or anything like that. Lawyer Merrick will be giving you some information on how to go by getting a green card. And let me just say this is not for fiance persons that came on the fiance visa and didn't and violated it or anything like that. Not for them and not for international students. Next week, he will tell you who what category it is for. But just to put that out there now. And then going forward, the other week, can't tell them everything, but going forward for the other week, he will be taking over too. I think Lion Merrick, you need to take the entire show for yourself now, we know. You can just take it
Let's
over.
see what the listeners say. Let's see what the listeners say.
The listeners, y'all can vote and let me know how you feel about it by next week. And then Lion Merrick will be taking over. If you want to hear him on the morning, he can arrange that and see how it works out for him. And then y'all will have an immigration lawyer. Remember, he's not only an immigration lawyer, he deals with real estate, he deals with wills, and he's also a criminal lawyer. So, what better place to go if you have an immigration issue? You have an immigration and criminal. So, you have one lawyer dealing with two cases. Plus, can get me a house. So, Lawyer America can hit you up to get a house if you do that part too, or it's just
Yes, I do real estate in New York, Nikki.
Only
In New York, but
only
immigration all over the world.
Okay, so the immigration is all over the world. People, if you're looking to get a house or anything that has to do with real estate in New York, you have Lawyer Merrick. And he does so many stuff underneath one belt. He has so many stuff underneath that belt. And going forward, you will know more. If you stay tuned to Young and Fresh Radio and tune in every Wednesday night from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., you will know more about Lawyer Merrick. Okay? So remember, like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on YouTube and Instagram. That's YUNGNFRESH Radio LLC. You can also find Lawyer Merrick on Facebook. That's Demar Merrick. Am I saying it correct, or Merrick Demar?
I have one of those names that people always mix up and think the first name is the last name. It's actually Merrick Demar.
It's Merrick Demar.
Yeah.
He's on Facebook. But it's best to call his office. It's best to call his office if you need him, if you need to talk to him. Lawyer Merrick, do you have any last words that you want to tell our lovely listeners who took the time out that they could be anywhere else, but they chose to be here with us?
And I would like to thank them again for a wonderful evening, for allowing me this opportunity to serve, and also to remind our wonderful listeners that in time, all things will change. Try not to allow frustration or desperation to guide you down the wrong path, especially when it comes to immigration. There are times when you might get a green card out of following the wrong path, but then you lead yourself into a deeper hole at the end and end up in a lot more trouble. Do your research, ask your questions before you make that choice. With that in mind, my friend Ricky, and I'm going to call his name, my friend Ricky once told me that the quest that he took, the journey that he took to become a green card holder, cost him his dignity, cost him his integrity, and made him ashamed to look at himself in the mirror because of what he had to do to get it. Do not become like my friend Ricky. Don't do that, because at the end of the day, nothing is worth your pride and dignity. Remember that. Nikki, with that in mind, I wish you all the best. And until we meet again, best wishes to you and your listeners.
Thank you so much, Lawyer Merrick, and have yourself a wonderful rest of the week and weekend. And we will see you next week. Talk to you next week.
Thank you now. Take care.
All right. Have a great night.
You.
All right. So, people, You are tuning to Come Make with Chat with Lady Nikki, and that was Lawyer Merrick educating us on immigration, answering questions about deportation, domestic abuse, and filing for a K1, a K2 child. Next week, if you need your green card next week, you need information on how to get your green card, you don't murder or nothing, hit me up with your questions. Tune into Young and Fresh Radio, and Lawyer Merrick have all that information to give you. His number is 718-519-6281. To all my listeners, thank you so much. You could have been anywhere else, but I guess only there with me tonight. I may appreciate it. Remember, follow me at LADIINIKKI on Instagram. Facebook is Nikisha Strong. So, people, I'm going back to my question. It was a question. It was a conversation when I talk about the girl who only want to have sex with him boy or main squeeze one time for the month, and the side man every day because she don't want the side the man, the real man beat. Me not understand that, but it kind of sound kind of weird. Me not understand, but if you don't want to call in and shed no light, as I say, as a jacket come, them woman yeah, them are wicked. How you fi have your man, what you see your future with, and you don't want to have sex with him. Only one time for the month you want to have sex with him and that's it. But you want to go skin out to the next man and just beat it up and then want to marry the next man. On the wicked, I don't know if it's so wicked, man. So you can call in. The phone line is open. 954-686-7031. That's 954-686-7031. Salid, big up yourself. Hardly a general. Big up yourself. Again, sir, if you're just tuning, let me tell you what we are talking about. We are talking about the wicked girl them. We are talking about the wicked girl them who have sex with the man one time for the month. That's it. And before I go, I wanted to talk about this, and Lawyer Merrick had called. I was saying that I saw a video where a special need guy in Jamaica was telling somebody that he got raped by a man. Him get raped by a man, and we can't even play the video because it kind of raw. Him get raped by the man and get pregnant. And the man carry him in, going to XY house, go rape him and trouble him rear and get pregnant. And he might tell the person, you know, me tell the church people them. Me tell the church people them. And me I watch the video and the man who record it. I feel like him thinks it funny. Because he was laughing. And Jamaicans, me don't know about no other country. Me I talk about my people them. We don't understand special needs. We don't understand mental health issues. In school them in Jamaica, they don't educate the kids them because I certainly definitely never educated about special need. The only thing I'm educated about was what them call it, Down syndrome. That was it. That was it. But now I think that this should be in the school. Educate the kids them on special needs, mental illness also. You understand? Because this special need man, boy, I go complain to you and say, you know, say, Tom, carry me going to Tom carry me going to cherry room. Got trouble my bottom I'm pregnant. And and my tell say him tell the church people them and them not do nothing. And you have video it, to me feel like you need to go report it because this is a special need child crying out for help. This is a special need child crying out for help. Whoever do it, him forget tie up on in private part, forget burn up with some candle wax and all of that. My fellow Jamaicans, on educating yourself on special needs. Because you see, if I went foreign and that the pitney there, make that video there, investigation gone in it already. Investigation would be in it already. On no need for the man them were done there, whoever commit other crime. And them stop me on if you go look for the people them. Only need to go look for them, the kind of people that who are trouble. What kind of man I got trouble? We Jamaicans call them handicap, so me go say it. Handicap, pitney, because we not educated enough to say he might have Down syndrome or whatever he must suffer from. Kind of hurt. And Brenton is the right man an old man and the next man a young man. In regards to the topic there with the young girl, I don't know if the right man is an old man. It's somebody as she said, the text message say she want the first boyfriend. She love the first boyfriend, but him just no want wear out himself. Him just no want wear out himself. Lucky say when a church member family do it, it can be because if him tell the church people them, church people do anything. The church is there. It's a whole group. Them that they protect people and all of that. And that them that they find out. And if them get a complaint from say, but then again, lucky you have passed that trouble little 13-year-old and 14-year-old them. One time we went hot a yard. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows? It can be. 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 I just want to tell my fellow Jamaicans on educating themselves on the mental illness them, special needs, and everything on of share, and every video on of share of somebody doing something outrageous. With the sexy girl Kiki, I think that's her name. Instead of when help the girl on St. James Street, on a video it and everybody has share it and put your on status, put your on Facebook, put your on Instagram, forget likes and forget followers and put it on YouTube, forget subscribers. The family feels so bad. The family is so ashamed for no say them own Jamaicans do that. But what can you expect? It's Jamaican. It's a viral thing. That's how you make money. Them want go viral and all of that. I see them a share for Rose sex tape. Rose can't help herself. I guess it hurt me because see my yard there and see Rose yard there. That's how close Rose is to me. And if you see when I share them there's something there, me wonder if you know have family member, if you know have at least someone who have no pitney. Someone who have nobody. Someone that you go say, all who are sharing, who not have no pitney. And my social media influencers, them, me know someone who listen. Una can't deal with me about that tomorrow. Me I tell you how me feel about it. It's just disgusting. In a look good. No can't I don't know. I only same one talk about the mental challenges here. And I only same one I share it. And you not just share it one time, you not just share it two times, you constantly I share it over and over. Yes, Rose says stuff will make everybody laugh and all of that. But when you go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, you no need to share it. You no need to share it to get likes or comments or anything like that. Help these mentally ill whatever the man call it, mental health challenges. What am I go through? Cause I feel like me I go through some at sometime right now. Like right now, me I go through it because me just upset. Right? On need to do better. On need to do better. Yeah, that's all me have to say. And I will be closing out the show tonight. I have no music tonight. So that's it. I want to say thank you to all my YouTube listeners, viewers, my loyal viewers, them every week viewers, them. Thank you so much for being here with me. I want to go out there anywhere else, but no choose for there. So I appreciate it. I love you very much. Just keep sharing something. Just keep sharing. Tell a friend, tell a family, tell everybody about it. Come make we chat over here. So every Wednesday night, 9 to 11, we talk about any and everything on the clean version. After dark seduction, big up on the cell. Everybody remember Friday, the gal them playground. I think it start midnight until when you feel like going to bed. Yeah. Big up Chardonnay, Saturday night, after dark seduction chat. Come with an open mind. We talk everything over there. So over there, so the raw version to what me I talk about tonight. Yeah. So come tune in to after that. The Zoom link will be on my WhatsApp, Instagram, or my Facebook. Big up on yourself, my YouTube listeners, viewers, love you know. Thank you so much for being here. And for the people that on the app, thank you for always being here with me. YouTubers, if you not download the app yet, just go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and type in YUNGNFRESH radio. It is free. Me need to start charging no. Can now go me I start charging no. Me I go start charging no. Yeah, it's a church member family do it. The investigation going on. Wait. It come like me last. Wait, Lucky. What you saying to me? It's a church member family. Rape the little boy. And the investigation is going on. Me need to go look up here. Look at hey, church people now wicked enough. It church people. As much as I grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist, I'm a baptized and all of that. On a church people, some are not Christian, on a wicked enough. A Bible tells us say, and everybody was say, Lord, Lord. On a somebody, on a wicked so. Church people do the most wicked thing ever. It's time when they're supposed to pray, when they're supposed to be advocate for every single thing. Una do most. That's why a lot of people go to church and come out of church now because them can't bother with hypocrisy. Better them stay at them yard and pray to God and worship God upon them own. Huh? God tell me say that church might come first. No. Wait, you see all of uno was sit down that church but now warm seat. You see the people what they dance like jiggle up them but and I skin out and I do them porn video and I do this and I do that. They are going to take on a spot.
So no go on with the foolishness. That's all me have to say. On the church people now wicked. Before no grow and groom and guide people to the right way because no claims to know more than God, no know more than anybody else. I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go there with them so-called Christian people. May I always tell you say no. Uno can't they talk good and I talk about God and no art no good. Uno can't clean outside on the inside no clean. Uno have to fix up that. Uno wicked. No one talk no more. Not talk no more on the topic there. On the Christian people are wicked. On the church people are wicked. On are wicked on the son of no God. Anyways, people, thank you so much for being here with me again. Big up on yourself. Love on you. On stay safe. On love on yourself. Self-care, self-love is greater than anything else. Love on yourself. My love on you. May I appreciate it. Y'all have yourself a wonderful night. Thank you. And I will be out with big up on big up on yourself. Big up on yourself. Remember, tomorrow is Twisted Thursday. Then we have Unwind Fridays and then the Big Bad Saturday. Fresh Talent Saturdays. Don't miss the day. If you don't miss any other day, don't miss Fresh Talent Saturdays and Supreme Sundays with the big bad DJ them. Yeah, remember it's a clean radio, 365 days for the year. Yeah, so just download the app YUNGNFRESH radio. On a walk good, on a talk good, love no. And I am out.